This place is incredible. I'm not able to get a ton of video because the wind chill up here is in the 20 degrees Fahrenheit mark, but it's so beautiful up here. I have to get some footage. This is the highest point in the state of Georgia where I live in the US. Unbelievable. 360-degree panoramic views. Alright, we've been taking photos most of the day at the highest point in the state of Georgia where I live, called Brasstown Bald. I wasn't able to do a lot of filming up there. I was trying to focus on taking the photos in between people walking by my tripod, because it was on a big raised platform in the air, like a big boardwalk, so it was kind of shaky up there. But now we're at the second location and headed down to a waterfall in a place called Vogel State Park. And it's really cold. It's getting colder by the second here. It's all about layers. Make sure you're all layered up. But let's go take some photos of this waterfall, have a play with some filters, and see if we can make something good.
Alright, so here's a little tip when you're photographing the waterfalls. When it's pretty much done with sunset at this point and there's no good light streaming through the woods at the top of the falls, most falls are going to have a light pocket at the top, like this one, where the falls kind of start. And because the sun's already set and it's kind of a gray sky going into blue hour, there's just a white splotch, just a big blotch of white sky at the top of the falls. And that's not going to add anything to the photo. It's not going to be interesting. There's not going to be, you know, gold or pink light streaming through. It's just going to be a distraction. So if the sun's already set and you're shooting the falls like I am, pretty much heading into blue hour, just try to cut the tip of the waterfall off at the top so you can really start focusing on the details and make sure you have some foreground interest. Because normally on a lot of my waterfall shots, as you know, I'll end up really incorporating the ambient light. A lot of the warm light streaming in from the back, kind of backlighting some of the plumes of water. But again, there's no light here. So think about that. That way you don't have to crop your image back in post-production. So I'm going to take a test shot and I'm going to crop the top of the waterfall out here. And we'll see if we can get something good. I'm also using a polarizer, which is blocking out roughly 2 stops of light. So I don't really need an ND filter for this. I'm already getting about a half a second to a second exposure, and the water's flowing pretty heavy. So at that time, a 1 second should be easily sufficient. We'll see if we can get a good shot. One more quick tip when you're here shooting waterfalls. Always do a test shot and check your histogram to make sure that none of the plumes of water are spiking. I always leave my Nikon D850 in about 1/3 to 2/3 a stop overexposed. That's just for various reasons. I kind of know how the image or how the sensor handles dynamic range, so I always let it overexpose by default. But just in case you forget to change those settings, do a test shot, check the histogram to make sure nothing is spiked at either end. You want it kind of nice, nestled in the middle. You want a nice range, a nice dynamic range in your shot. So I just checked it. Everything is good. I'm not blowing out the water and I'm not blowing out any of the shadows. So I'll have a nice raw image to work with when I get back in Lightroom. So yeah, just watch your histogram when you're in the field.
It's days like today where I truly cherish landscape photography for allowing me to feel so connected with Mother Nature. Whether I'm enjoying stunning mountain views from 5,000 feet above sea level, or photographing a waterfall tucked away in a lonely forest, landscape photography always enriches my life.